hell no, I'm not watching that. It's this. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching no friend or girlfriend. I'm not watching that. What is this? What?
Who let her out the house? Anime is a medium that can invoke so many powerful emotions. Sometimes you're so excited the hairs are standing on the back of your neck. Sometimes you're so immersed you're shedding tears along with the characters. And sometimes you want to grab the nearest blunt object and chuck it through your television. I have what my friends refer to as a problem. In the amazing world of romance shows, I cannot help but want to psychologically torture myself with some of the trashiest romance anime known to man. But what if I told you it's because without watching the bad, you can never truly appreciate.
I don't think I'm ever gonna find
that's a big
romance anime better than Love is War. But Love is War is not even really romance. It's mainly comedy.
In a season where one of the
stupid as hell
romance show between one guy and his 5 stepsisters, one has somehow eclipsed all that to become my certified hate watch of the month. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? A show that has made me so frustrated, showcasing characters so toxic. I can only deal with my anger the only way I know how.
Oh, it's that one. Oh, yeah, that's why.
Too. So, if you woke up today and thought, you know what? My mental health is doing a bit too good today. Oh boy, do I have the cure for that. Man,
why does he run like that?
I'm barely a minute into this video, and I'm already sick of talking about this show. Can we just get just one anime where male-female relationships
no, not this one. The other one's the same as
time bomb?
The one with the sisters or stepsisters or whatever the fuck. No, I think they're sisters, not even stepsister. The hell is this?
Yeah, that's more like it. Huge thanks to today's sponsor, Silver and Blood Requiem, for pulling me out of emotional drama quicksand and dropping me into something glorious. What if you are self-hospitality by VP or T of the many importance of the hair is a tale I'm sure many of us are familiar with. It's told throughout many countries, transcending language, borders, and cultures, teaching new generations the importance of humility, never underestimating others, and a positive mindset triumphs over acting quickly and carelessly. Now imagine a story where the hair fucking wins.
The hair wins.
Typical backboneless romance protagonist with a single passion in life, crafting homemade flower jewelry. But unfortunately, he's afflicted with a condition known as Asian parents, who want him to give up on his hobby so he can become a doctor or something. So he needs to show them
with a condition known as Asian parents, not as
leave you alone. No, mom, I can make money doing this. It's a financially viable career. Don't make me go back to the BBC. However, he ain't attracting any buyers. He's got no aura, no prospect, and no bitches. That is, until he has the fortune and we have the misfortune of being noticed by the #1 most beautiful girl in school, who is also the most popular. Himari, who looks at his jewelry and is like,
"You smell that? What is that? A cologne? No. Money."
She sells out all of this product and realizes this is the greatest opportunity since dropshippers discovered TikTok. They start a partnership together.
Extorting him?
He's the manufacturer, she's the marketing, hoping to one day open up a jewelry store. Cut to years later where they have grown up to become friends, but not just any type of friends. The best of friends.
I don't want to see this.
The best of
friends.
You
have to say that. You just leave. Like what?
Oh. Oh no.
Whoa. It's one of those.
Here's the show in a nutshell. We look so much like a couple here. A couple of besties. Wow. Look familiar? Well, this is it. Except sometimes the dude is Himari and the girl is you, and sometimes they're both the girl and sometimes they're both the dude, and sometimes they're one bounce away from a morning soaking session and still like, yeah, just a couple of besties. Oh, hey, I don't see what's so wrong with this. Just another wacky anime rom-com.
A morning
with two
soaking
friends slowly
session?
realizing they have feelings for each other.
What is that supposed to mean?
Fun to me. Yeah. That's what I thought I was getting into as well. See, what I didn't realize was that I was about to get introduced to some characters that would make me reconsider monkhood to deal with some of the anger it gave me. So, let's talk about some of the... Initially, Himari just seems like your extroverted, energetic, cute anime heroine with blue hair. And I was getting ready to cheer for her, not knowing I was getting fooled by this hellspawn of a hussy. Now, historically, girls with her hairstyle have had the greatest track record in romance anime.
No, not that anime.
One of them finally deserves a dub. She has single-handedly set back the reputation of short,
remember that one episode? Holy
decades. Rem.
That shit went crazy, bro.
Ichigo. Now, every time I start feeling sorry for one of these girls being
oh, yeah, that is domestic.
I'm looking back to this face and go, nope, You know what?
It's always the blue-haired girl.
Blue-haired girls deserved it. Blue. From the onset, you can tell that this friendship
always
is doomed.
the blue-haired
now,
girls.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying, if any one of my female friends acted like this to me in front of my wife, you can bet my ass
I just want to watch the show. I heard it's good. I never watched it though.
In a Saw movie, she
I'm too busy to watch any anime right now.
Platonically sits on his lap, platonically holds hands with him, platonically asks him for a kiss, only to constantly tell him, hey man, we're just friends, alright? She could platonically spread those cheeks and ask for the most legendary back shot in history, only to go, what the fuck, no hetero, bro. This is the type of girl who's like, oh my god, ew, he's just like a brother to me. Forgetting what sibling relationships are actually like.
Oh god,
we all know that romance anime characters have the emotional intelligence of a rock. Maybe she's just in denial of her feelings. And make no mistake, she definitely is. She's in more denial than an Arsenal fan telling you next year they're finally going to be lifting a trophy, which we absolutely will. But things take a turn when Enomoto gets introduced. Another girl who's
I thought Arsenal was good.
Used jewelry. But Himari is so up her own arse, she doesn't. But
then I heard they also never win.
She's so bloody confident that she teases you about Enomoto.
I heard they're good, but they don't win. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but hey.
You should make the girl his new model for his accessories.
Second place the past 2 years? Oh.
You know, the thing she's been solely doing for
you
this
but they never
time.
win.
Bitch is feeling so smug, she calls the girl out for being a virgin right in front of you.
God
like,
damn,
girl, we going full Britney Spears toxic with this bitch?
God damn, she's on her head.
But this smugness is short-lived when she sees you actually giving Enomoto some time. And not only that, but Enomoto is actually in touch with her feelings and tells her that she likes you. And they were unknowingly each other's childhood crushes before she even came into the picture,
it's one of those.
outranking her prestigious childhood friend status.
The childhood friend can't win if they're both childhood friends. Unless you pull up Bushoku Tensei.
Guess there's only one reasonable response.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh my god! This girl gets jealous that you is paying attention to someone else after she just confidently tried to get them together. This hair didn't just take a nap. This hair had a 5-mile head start, ran back to the tortoise a motorbike, and is getting salty that somehow catching up. But she ain't having any of it. It's time for this pussy to mark her territory without urinating though. Even if at this point I think you would actually be down for that. Yes, asserting dominance right in front of the girl you tried to set him up with. Definitely not toxic or manipulative at all. But look, this situation can easily
Yo, she's an asshole.
She's still way
she's an asshole for that.
All she needs to do is... Oh, shit. Is she actually going in?
She's about to cuck him.
Finally! At least she's actually being sincere.
What? Oh, yo, she's an asshole. Final boss of cock blocking.
Moments later.
But you just... He was gonna...
What are we watching? YouTube, what does it look like?
Is this the hussy convention? Were her pronouns changed to this bitch? If the Olympics gave up medals for mental gymnastics, this girl would get the gold and set a new world record in the process. But wait, it gets worse. Because we all know why she wanted evidence of you going in for the smooch. It's to slap her big fat ego over poor Enomoto, which she does anyway when she tells her what her crush had attempted.
Whoever made this anime, I pray you don't ever get asked for relationship advice. Yo, you
for women's rights while she's out there preaching the words of women's wrongs. Oh wait,
bro, you don't like getting
she's adding more to her routine? Because when she actually gets called out for her toxic ass behavior, and you takes the suggestion that she made to make Enomoto his new model.
I don't want to get cucked.
Himari, just...
What if a girl did this to you?
Oh, bruh.
I mean, this is a real life situation you could be in.
Episode 3.
What if in your next relationship you're getting cucked like this?
Surely it goes up from here.
What the fuck?
You know, it probably wouldn't be so
loud.
frustrating if we didn't have a main character who enables every bit of toxicity that Himari exhibits. Now, we've met some dense romance protagonists in our time, but this is a different kind. There's a girl waving a red flag the size of Russia 5 feet in front of him, but this motherfucker is completely colorblind. Unlike Himari, Yu is in absolutely no denial of his feelings. While Himari is out there platonically asking for fake-out kisses, Yu would willingly platonically hit that so hard, whoever could pull him out.
I mean, this exists. I'm pretty sure everyone knows a girl like this. So, like, for you to say that doesn't make any sense.
You can see about as well as Gojo Satoru, because I mean, just look at this. Putting up with Himari's bullshit,
for the light novel?
Exactly what she tells you to do, then getting water thrown in your face and being told that your friendship has now ended. This is a crash out so insane, Moist Critical is about to make a video on it. But okay, maybe your friend was having a day off. You know you did nothing wrong, but maybe you just have to talk to her directly and confront her. And how does she respond?
Damn, it ended already?
I think is the wake-up call for him to realize, hey, maybe this one's for the streets. But if that wasn't enough, Himari concocts a plan to pretend she's suddenly going to move to a different city, accidentally sending him an email saying that she's been picked up by an agency in Tokyo in a ruse to fuel her ego.
Yo, she's a fucking troll.
Rolling back to her. So here I am, waiting for Himari to have the smug
toxic final boss,
feeling the consequences of the most blatant attempt of emotional manipulation, which they can
girls do be like this sometimes.
Dunk. Actual consequences? Yu makes a letter of resignation to his school, showing that he's willing to give up life to move to Tokyo with her, making her a custom ring, groveling at her feet, giving Himari everything she wants and more. And the worst part, he doesn't even tell him that it was a fucking lie the entire time. But who needs consequences?
Toxicity
this
final
is our
boss.
main girl. She's not just any romance heroine.
Toxic girl final boss.
That's right. Give me a H, give me an I, give me an M, give me an A, give me an R, give me an I.
That's nice. What does it say?
It takes up until episode 8 for Himari to fully come clean and apologize for her lying and manipulating him. And then his response upon hearing this is, it's okay. It's okay! My doormat has less people.
Yo, anime characters are so
here,
stupid.
And this was the exact moment I realized
so ass.
The ramifications I was looking for. Bro is just
this show is so ass.
This man
peak
ass.
It's like the type of peak ass that you gotta just watch to the end. It's such garbage that you gotta see how that fucking ends, bro. This shit is so ass.
Drinking it all herself, because maybe he just doesn't have a chance with any other girl who's not as toxic or manipulative, or all in all is just a self-centered psychopath.
What the fuck? Please.
Wait a minute.
Hello, Moto.
Oh no.
Equally as far gone as our resident doormat is Enomoto, who is in love with you. She makes notes of all his likes, dislikes, personality traits he wants in a partner.
But she never wins. It doesn't matter. It's an anime.
It would be admirable if it wasn't so sad to watch. You know how some people say, guys,
she's not gonna win.
The hints? Well, here's the hint.
How animes go. She's not gonna win though.
Girl, it is not happening. Why are you staying here? This girl gets rejected so many times. I'm starting to wonder if she saw Rem's scene in ReZero and marked it down as a fetish. Watching her is like watching the human centipede with Enomoto all the way at the back. And yet,
I mean, yeah, they never win.
Trying.
Well, there is somewhere they win. Rare though. Usually not in a slice of life they don't. Usually in a slice of life they don't.
Your shot. And that sums up
action. If it's like action or something, sure, they'll probably win.
I've watched a show that fills me with enough concentrated anger to power the
slice
entire
life. They never win.
Norway. Then why don't you just stop watching it?
Yeah, it's one of those shows.
Look, I'm not even going to pretend.
It's so garbage. You gotta see how they
self-inflicted. Anyone who knows me, I am just a moth flying towards one flaming dumpster fire of a romance to another. Cause you know what?
Oh my god, domestic
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
These characters unrealistic. I've met friends who act like these.
Domestic.
I've come across.
Didn't one of the girls get into a coma? Because like at the show starts with how the dude. How does the show start? Doesn't he fall in love with his teacher? But his teacher ends up being his sister. Well, the teacher ends up being his ex's sister, and then that ends up happening throughout the show, and then like he actually ends up getting with his teacher, but then they get caught or some shit, something like that. And in the manga, one of them gets put into a coma. Some. Yeah, it wasn't just his ex; it was the girl he slept with. Yeah. Stuff. That show is, yo, Domestic Girlfriend was crazy. Like, Domestic Girlfriend was crazy.
Completely oblivious to how self-centered they can act and lash out in the most toxic way when they realize they are no longer the #1 priority. Guys who let people walk over them and enable this kind of behavior. And I think the thing that pisses me off the most is that unlike the usual dumpster fire romance I love to consume, the series seems completely unaware of this fact and gives them every single pass possible. By the end of this show, I realized
to be fair, he didn't know that was his ex's older sister.
This one big final conflict that
they don't really look alike.
A lie Himari told about going to Tokyo, and it's completely solved with absolutely zero actions done by the main characters. Everyone gets a happy ending, and we learn that the hair can be as toxic and self-centered as it wants to be, but as long as there's an even more toxic and mega bitch hair to make
actually, no, I did hear about this show.
Comparison, it's still gonna win.
I heard about what happens in the manga.
Girl that says. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk and allowing me to deal with my anger the only way I know how. Now, I'm just gonna cleanse my palate with my next series to calm me down. Oh, hell no!
Fucking rent a girlfriend. Wait, what did they just say? Can rent a boyfriend survive? What? Bruh.